So, welcome to a lecture video on programming in C and data structures. In today's lecture, let us discuss about decision-making statements, and following that, we will see the looping statements. So, what is the need for decision-making statement? It is that if now we want to check a particular condition, and based on that condition, if we want to execute certain set of statements, we will go for decision-making statements. Normally in C program, the statements are executed in a sequential order. So this happens when there is no repetition of certain calculations which are required. So, but we have a situation where we may need to change the order of execution of statement based on certain condition, or repeat a certain group of statements until certain specific condition is satisfied. So in those cases, which involves decision making to see whether a particular condition has occurred or not, we go for decision making statements. In C, we have 4 decision making statements, which are if statement, switch, conditional operator, which we already have discussed in the operator section, and last one is go to statement. So these 4 statements are generally called as decision making statements. So these statements are given the name decision making because they control the flow of execution, and hence they are also called as control statements. Of all these decision making statements we have seen, if statement is considered the most powerful decision making statement, which is used to control the flow of execution of statements. This if statement is a two-way decision making statement, which is used in addition with the expression. So the general syntax of decision making statement is that its syntax is if, inside the parenthesis we will give the test expression. So initially this expression will be evaluated. Once the expression is evaluated, if this expression evaluation is equal to true, one particular statement will be executed, and if it is equal to false or 0, another set of statements will be executed. So that based on true condition, one statement will be executed, and based on false condition, the other statement will be executed. So now let us see some example for decision making statement. So I said inside the parenthesis, we have to give some expression. So that expression will be evaluated. So here for checking the bank balance, inside if I'm giving if bank balance is equal to 0, which means I have to borrow money. So so here the input that need to be received from the user is bank balance. That bank balance is evaluated or checked with 0. If it is equal to 0, which means your bank balance is nil. So you have to borrow money from someone. Similarly, if the another expression is the room is dark, we have to switch on the lights. So here the input is you have to receive from the user whether the room is dark or not. So if this condition is true, or if this condition is expression is true, you will switch on the lights. Similarly, if code is 1, it means person is male. Other than 1, if any other value is entered, it means the person is female. And if the age is more than 55, which means the person has already retired. So if the age given is less than 55, it means the person has not retired and he's still working. So these are some examples for if statement. This if is again classified into 4 types. One is simple if statement, other one is if else, nested if else, or if else ladder. So this is simple if statement syntax. So test expression is given inside the parenthesis. If this test expression is true, statement block inside the curly braces will be executed. If it is false, the other statement block outside the curly braces will be executed. The flowchart corresponding to the simple if statement is given here. So as I said before, if the test expression is true, the statement block inside the test expression will be executed. If it is false, the other statement will be executed. One example is given here. So the value for A is initialized to 10. Now I am comparing the value with 20. If A is less than 20, message like A is less than 20 is printed. If it is greater than 20, the value of A will be printed. This value of A's message will be printed if that test expression is false. So here value of A given as 10. So it is less than 20, condition is true, which means the expression is evaluated is true. So the message A is less than 20 will be printed. So in case of if else statement, two test expression. We can have three things. So if test expression, if it is true, one true block will be executed. In the false case, else part will be executed. This is almost similar to simple if statement, but it can be considered as the extension of simple if statement. So there is not much difference between a simple if and if statement. So one example is given here. So even if we did not give the else statement, the else part will be executed. So in case of listed if else statement, if there are more than one condition to be checked, or if there are more than one addition which is involved, we may have to use more than one if else statement, which is called as nested if statement. So if you see the flow diagram given in the right hand side, so initially test condition one will be checked. If that test condition 1 is false, statement 3 will be executed. Otherwise, it continues to perform the second test. So in the second test, test condition 2 is evaluated. If this test condition 2 is true, statement 1 will be executed. Or if this test condition is false, statement 2 will be executed. So if all these conditions are false, then the control is transferred to statement X. So in case of nesting of if else statement, one condition is given inside another if else statement. So the example is given here.